I think you are right. I think what happened in Bahrain over the last few months and the damage that happened to Bahrain because of the latest event, unfortunate event, I think has been a lot, and it has been significant. And I think if you just take one aspect of it, which is the downgrading of the rating of Bahrain as a country, and then following that, the downgrading of the financial institutions, not because they have a problem, but because the downgrading of the country, that has led or will lead to an increase in the borrowing cost, the credibility, the trust in the country as a sovereign risk, and the financial institutions as a good risk to deal with. A number of credit lines have been either reduced or stopped. And this in itself can only lead to pushing the cost to the end user, which means that suddenly you are contributing to an inflationary economy because of the higher cost. So yesterday, a borrowing that will cost you 6%, with all this additional cost, it will cost you between 7 and 8. So who's going to bear that? It's the end user as a financial institution. Two, I think investors are looking with a different eye at Bahrain today. An eye that's not the same as it was in early February or before February 14. We don't blame them because, as they say, the capital is a coward. It will only go where it feels it is safe. And today, without security and without the feeling of safety, the capital will not come to you. So we have to rebuild the trust, and we have to rebuild that image and a positive, vibrant investment environment in Bahrain in order to be able to attract FDI. Without that, I think we would have failed. Yes, we have been struck. Yes, it almost killed us. No, it did not. And we have a saying, I think you have the same saying in English, the strike that doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. And hopefully we'll come out of this dialogue in Bahrain stronger, not only as a country, but as a nation, as people. I think, to hear that from me as a local Bahraini who was born here, lived here, my families and so on, maybe will not be very convincing. Because I'm a Bahraini, I have always abided by the law, I've always worked within the law, I respect, laws. I think it will have a much bigger or a larger impact if it is heard from someone who's not a Bahraini and who has lived here for a number of years, who can give you a very independent views about the situation. Now, having said that, let me give you my own view about what happened in Bahrain, where we are and how it is portrayed in the international media. I believe Bahrain has been victimized by the international media to a great extent, whereby when very reputable stations and news agencies, reporters, that takes something that comes to them without corroborating as hard facts and hard evidence and broadcasting it or publishing it or repeating it, I think that was unfair to Bahrain. Two, I think our defense mechanism as a nation was not capable of dealing with this. And I'll tell you why. There is an explanation for this. A lot of people are criticizing the way Bahrain has been handling the mass negative media internationally. And there is a reason for that. Bahrain has never been an enemy to other nations. So we didn't have to build all this infrastructure to defend ourselves. We have always had very good, very positive relationships with the outside world. So for us, we didn't have to do that because we were not doing something wrong as a country or as a nation. And fortunately, the plan that was laid or built over a number of years by these groups was, I think, very shocking to a lot of people, not only in Bahrain but also outside Bahrain.